Want to bet?
Yep.
Then get into the action at Sports Interaction. Whatever your sport, Sports Interaction has you covered. Bet pregame, in-game, or on one of the many unique prop bets. Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. Thank you. Or in Ontario, download the app now using our QR code at the bottom of the screen. 19 plus, please play responsibly.
Justin Holl absolutely cannot be in the game one lineup. I saw so many people tweeting, yeah, but he does this well, he does that well. And I feel like I'm in 1984. People are telling me to ignore the evidence of my eyes and ears. He is not good at this. Off my team. Off.
Now,
that's enough.
Okay. Now, I'm going to bring up something from a friend of yours.
Yeah?
Cam Sharon.
We're doing
I'm bringing this. Yeah, we're doing this.
All right.
Cam Sharon talked about Justin Holl, and he said, I've been charting data in some form or another for about 95% of Maple Leafs games since 2011. This is well before he worked for the franchise. This is when he was blogging for Leafs Nation, and could quite confidently say that Justin Holl is no worse than a third best D at handling the puck in that time.
That tweet's a nightmare.
Okay. Now you'd say that to Cam. You know Cam, so you would be saying that to him.
I know Cam, and I'd say that tweet's a nightmare.
Now, why do you say that?
Because he worked for the Leafs for 8 years. Thinking Justin Holl is third best that's horrifying.
Now, does he mean he might mean third best in not third best necessarily on the Leafs?
Moving the puck or whatever.
Just at that one thing. Just at that one thing.
That's scarier than any book I've ever read, movie I've ever watched.
Well,
that's terrifying.
And maybe Cam's not wrong.
I think he is.
But does that speak to the fact that maybe the Leafs are not very good at moving the puck on D? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if that's your third best.
Well, since 2011, so 2011 to 16 and a half, you wipe your ass with that and throw that out the window.
Yeah, it's all trash.
So fuck like half a decade's worth of data there. And then you get to the playoff era and no. And by the way, the criticism coming out of that game had nothing to do with him moving the puck. The game-winning goal, he was unaware of the attacking player. Ken Johnson was behind him, and he just went, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting easy as fuck goals. And he simply scoots in front of big-for-nothing Justin Holl and tips in a goal. And then Boone Jenner just steals his lunch money. He whiffs on the second goal. I don't know. You can chalk that up as a mistake. Fine. But like this,
is there a little bit of?
It just feels like he's winning a debate no one was having.
I think
the puck. What are you talking about?
I think Justin Holl's ability to play hockey is a huge debate, and that's a part
at
of
the
it.
NHL.
No, he's talking about his ability to move the puck.
Yeah, that's like 75% of a defenseman's job.
Yeah, but I'm talking about his ability to move people, which we know he can't do.
Yeah, but if he's very good at game, if he's very good at a part that's 70% of his job, that's a pretty good part of the game. That's a pretty good thing to be good at.
Okay. Like, I don't want this to be against Cam, but he had a tweet that said the numbers don't lie. Yeah, they do. They do.
Is it possible?
Like, you can make numbers say anything you want. You can.
Is it possible? We should have Cam on to talk about it. Is it possible that there's a little bit of Brian McCabe syndrome here? That it's good, and then all of a sudden it's very bad.
I think it's adequate.
Sharply bad.
I think it's adequate and very bad.
Okay.
His good games are adequate, and his bad games are unusable. I don't think I'm asking for the sun and the moon when I'm asking for the Leafs to get a player good enough to push Holl out of the lineup. He's not better than Liljegren. He isn't.
That's true.
You could throw anything in front of me and I wouldn't believe it. He's not better than Brody. You can throw anything in front. Yeah, well, he's really good at moving the puck. All right, get a guy who's good at moving the puck and also not useless in front of his own net.
I don't mind a guy like Justin Holl as your 5'6". Do you hate that? If Brody and Liljegren are better.
I've seen it enough times. I'm done with it. Out of the lineup. Get a new guy. The giveaway in Game 7. The pick in Game 7. Oh, it's a shitty call. Well, they fucking made it. And like every official, I polled a bunch of people after that game. Leaf fans were furious about that call. Any official ass is like, yeah, it's a fucking penalty. Right? You can do better.
Considering what wasn't a penalty in that series, you guys can those officials can go stick it.
I'm
right
with
up their
Steve in that we've lost the opportunity. Justin Holl has lost the opportunity for us to run this back on game one. Like we should at least before we get to that point try something different. Because Justin Holl, like we've seen too many mistakes in that we deserve a shot just to see what these 6 defensemen look like without Justin Holl in there. And if there's a 2-week stretch there where all the games are good and they don't have giant mistakes by one in particular defenseman, then he's earned his right to not be in the lineup. And I think they should at least try it. Get somebody in there and try a different lineup without Justin Holl.
And I don't want to insult Cam because I was.
This isn't supposed to be an insult. Cam.
No.
It's a difference of opinion. That's allowed. Well,
and also I was saying numbers. Like Cam did a good job with that thread where he posted video clips.
Yes,
but like it's Holl doing ordinary things,
which he's good at.
Yeah, it's good to be good at ordinary things. Coaches love players who do ordinary things. It's all I got from the clips that he posted wasn't that this is a great player. It's this is a player who listens to their coach. And maybe that's more rare than we think.
Certainly, I'm sure it is.
Like, of course, Justin Holl. Like, okay, I've told the story 1,000 times. Might as well tell it again. I did a 2-off article for the Toronto Star in 2016. And individually, Kyle Dubas and Sheldon Keefe said the most underrated forward on the Toronto Marlies was Zach Hyman. Correct. And the most underrated defenseman on the Toronto Marlies was Justin Holl. Correct. Absolutely correct. So that all that tells me is Justin Holl was an ECHL player. They called him up. The coach said, this guy is delightful. And he was delightful enough to get an NHL contract. He's been delightful enough to stick in the lineup. This is an ordinary player. He's ordinary. And you know, not every player on your team is going to be a superstar. Like, look at this clip.
That's what I say.
The Jesse just posted. He's standing nearly still, and he passed the puck up the middle.
Yeah, and in that clip, Sean's talking about how Cam's talking about second touch. Holl draws the forechecker towards him, calmly goes to his right and fires a seam pass to the receiver in stride. Goes on to nearly create a scoring chance. So in this clip that's seemingly innocuous, like there's nothing really going on here.
Yeah,
Justin Holl is actually doing a lot there, drawing in the forechecker and creating a scoring chance. And those little things are like very important on the penalty kill.
Yes,
like we see why Sheldon Keefe runs Justin Holl out on the penalty kill, and that he's important to the team. But
it's very interesting how useless he seems in front of the net, yet how effective he seems to be on the penalty kill. Dude, 5-on-5 though. Like I know what you're trying to say. But 5-on-5, he's abysmal.
Yeah, but like these things are so important to the game. These little things are great, and this is what video coaches are there for, to tell you like this guy's doing the right stuff here.
So here's my question: is he the only guy in the world who can?
But
do that?
The thing is, I think we have an opportunity here to see somebody else who can do these things, plus not make giant mistakes that cost you games.
Who?
Ex-defenseman out there we can go trade for, or just one of the other ones that are scratched. I don't know. Try something.
This is what the trade deadline is for. He is a perfectly fine player. $2 million, right-handed defenseman. They need those. They don't really have them. He is exactly the sort of player who I think can get a cap-strapped team through the regular season. And then at the deadline, when you have a little bit more space, you go out and get someone better.
Here's what Tampa's top 4 looks like.
Yeah.
Victor Hedman, Zach Bogosian, which stings a little if you're a Leaf fan.
Fuck.
Mikhail Sergachev and Eric Cernak. So the Leafs have Riley Brody, I'm assuming. And then what?
Well, the Leafs keep listing it as Giordano Hall, but I think we all know it's Sandin Liljegren. But
I mean, I hope it is.
Maybe it isn't.
It's Sandin Liljegren and Gio Hall. Like, that's the 6th.
Yeah. And like that's the Lightning defaulting to our top pair is whatever pair Victor Hedman is on. But like Cernak's their best right-handed defender. It's not Zach Bogosian.
Yeah, agreed. But you can balance you can balance the maybe the dearth of talent with Zach Bogosian with the fact that Victor Hedman's so good and Zach can be simple.
And also, we know exactly what the Lightning are going to go out and get at the deadline, and it's someone to help with that situation.
Right. And now, so the Leafs, Morgan Rielly, TJ Brody. Morgan Rielly looking better.
Yeah, he's had a couple really good
TJ
games.
Brody, Mark Giordano, Justin Holl, Sandin Liljegren. And I wonder if the Sandin Liljegren pair, like Liljegren seems to be good wherever you put him.
Yes.
How much do we know about Holl and Sandin together?
Sandin to me has struggled a little bit.
Oh, he struggled all year.
Like especially lately. I think there are just blatant like if we're talking exits here, like he doesn't really know what to do with the puck when he gets it.
Yeah.
And he looks a little scared. So I don't know what's happening with Sandin.
Is it possible that Holl remains where he is in the lineup because they don't trust Sandin? They trust Sandin less than they... Justin Holl, there's going to be some blaring errors or whatever, but Sandin is way more of an issue for them, and he's a longer-term partner with the team. You expect him to be around a lot longer.
Be prepared for the Leafs to add on D, and it maybe doesn't push out the guy you think it does.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the problems here is that they trust Holl so much. We've heard it from Dubas, we've heard it from Keith, is that he's a very useful player, and they love having him in the lineup, and that might be one of the problems, is that they really, really trust Holl.
This is supposed to be the time of the season where I feel more and more confident about my team. And
I think
this conversation is really hurting my feelings.
There's a lot of runway.
Yeah,
the team is very good.
Yeah.
And we just need them to get a little better.
Like, listen, you can fail every test as long as you ace the final exam.
Exactly.
Yes. We all know that.
Exactly.
Are they passing this test or failing it?
We don't know yet. We'll see.
I think they're...
This test.
You got time. It's
What, Columbus?
okay.
Columbus the test?
No, I would say the last chunk of games.
Not been good.
No, but you're
Not
acting
good.
like the test is tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're acting like you're going to the Metro Toronto Convention Center to take the final exam with the 800 kids. It's not happening tomorrow.
So you were a good student, so you don't know what it's like to be a bad one.
Yeah, you're cramming the night before.
No, I'm not cramming the night before.
I was.
I'm getting back my shitty mark and going, oh, fuck, I need to study.
Well, so but hold on, isn't that a good thing though?
Yes, it is a good thing.
You want?
I shouldn't be like, well, I'm in fourth place.
See, you do learn more from failure and defeat than you do from success, right? You do. And I wonder if the Leafs going on this skid right now. We know what the team looks like with Matthews out.
Skid.
I know they're fourth place, but you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
right? You're losing games. You're giving away games. You're giving away points against the Senators and Blue Jackets. You shouldn't be giving away.
What are they 4-4-4 against bottom 10 teams?
So they got I've got the actual graphic if you'd like to know.
Abysmal.
This is for anybody that thinks there isn't a bit of an issue here, I'm going to tell you this. Against the bottom 8 teams in the league this year, the Leafs are 5-4-4. Their save percentage is .890. Their penalty kill is less than 75%, and their goals against per game is 3.23. That is unacceptable.
That 890.
And people are going to say to that, well, they're not playing any shitty teams in the playoffs. To which I say, don't be disingenuous, people.
Also, they lost a series against Tampa where they had home ice advantage, and at current pace, they will be, I don't give a shit where they end the season in the league-wide standings. They're not going to have home ice advantage in the first round. Well, that's bullshit. Well, that's the fucking way it is.
And
they're not going to change it in February.
If the pace continues.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm going to say. I would rather know this now, and I think that's what the Leafs have done. They brought up Wool just to see how he would do. They knew they're resting Matthews not because they have to, but because they want to. Because there's a strain there, and it's like, why push it? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
we're not going for 60 goals this year.
Yeah.
And so then here you go. The Leafs, arguably in the last few games, have had some of the worst duds of the season, barring that first week. And I think if you're Kyle Dubas, this gives you the chance of, okay, worst case scenario, which is still pretty good, what do I need to do? And I think we're talking about it. And so to me, I don't extrapolate and go anything more than the Leafs are getting an understanding of what this is at its worst. Still a fourth place team, but this is what we are at our worst. Here are the glaring weaknesses. Left side's not looking as strong. We need Bunting.
Up front.
We need to get Bunting some help. We need to get Bunting some help in the attitude department. We could probably, everybody's talking about the defense that they potentially want to add and that it would be on the right side. Wouldn't it be better if they added somebody on the bottom left who was reliable, who's going to push Sandin down and push Sandin to be better? So therefore, you can move Holl down, play them with Mr. Dependable on the left side, and move Liljegren up where he probably should be.
This is what stresses me out about that thread, is we're having a conversation about the problem and how to solve it. That thread suggests there is no problem, which I strongly disagree with.
That's fair.
And like if our conversation was happening after the trade deadline, then it's a serious problem. If we're 5 games left of the season and they're still doing this, then it's a little bit of a problem. But if we're panicking now, then we got a case of the PPs, the premature panic.
Oh,
Let's not.
we don't want a case of the PPs.
We don't want a case of the premature panic, the PP. So
that should be the title of the episode.
So Dubas has time here to fix things.
Adults.
Because we don't have a case of the PP.
Don't have a case.
It's not a premature panic. There's time to fix it.